All right, this is exciting. We are about to jump into the fifth and final module for this program, WP Simple Pay Pro course. In this one, we're going to go over how to manage subscriptions. Okay, I'm sure I mentioned throughout this course that WP Simple Pay plugin does not have any management options built into it. As far as managing customers or managing orders or anything like that. Your customers cannot self-manage with this default setup with Stripe and WP Simple Pay. Just not a function, which, to be honest with you, one of the reasons why I chose to use WP Simple Pay is because I didn't want customers to have management of their own subscriptions. Um, uh, I know that managing cards is something that some people prefer to do on their own. It's a hassle that you don't want to have to deal with. When we get to a point to where we've outgrown the ability to support that manually, then maybe we'll implement something for customer management. But here's one of the things that I thought about when I was considering if I was going to do customer management, and it was, can I reduce churn? Can I reduce the amount of cancellations? If cards expired, people may just ignore it. They may not even know. They may not care. But if I see a card's expiring, or if I get a notice that a payment failed and see it's because a card was expired, I can reach out, or somebody on my team can reach out to that customer directly and work on getting the subscription renewed, getting new payment information updated. If people call in and say they want to cancel, as another example, I can have myself or one of my team, try and save that cancellation. Maybe we're going to downgrade them to a smaller plan. Maybe we're going to be able to figure out, what the problems were. Maybe, whatever, they're not happy or they're just not using the service. So maybe we'll be able to find a way that they can use the service and really take advantage of it. So some of the thoughts of it is why I was trying to stick to manually managing these and not letting customers self-manage. But at the end of this episode, or I'm sorry, this module, I will show you a solution that you could use to implement onto your website and to integrate with WP Simple Pay and Stripe that will allow your customers to self-manage. Okay, so I'll show you that at the end of this module. But let's go ahead and jump into things here. First thing, obviously, is our sponsor. I want to thank Mantis for making it possible for us to provide this course to you at such a low cost by, providing sponsorship for it. And again, WP Mantis is a white label WordPress support provider. They work with your clients to provide development support. So if you're building websites or providing website design and you don't want to mess with the frustration of WordPress or the frustration of client support needs, you'll want to partner with a company like WP Mantis, who does white label support. They basically do all the support for you, website support for you, for your customers. And with WP Mantis, you can guarantee residual revenue without increasing your workload. And with their white label solution, means that their team handles the support while you and your company get to be the hero. All right, now they do also work with website owners. So if you're not a designer, developer, or web pro, this is not what you do for a career, but you are the website owner, you're the business owner, and you would like to take advantage of WP Mantis for their support services, you can reach out to them, and they do service customers as well. And the best place to learn about your options is at wpmantis.com/simplepay, right there on the screen. So let's go ahead and take a review here of today's module. Again, Module 5. Managing subscriptions. So we're going to go over managing customers, we're going to go over order management, and then again, self-manage it would be that third-party plugin that I discovered not too long ago, and I'll introduce you to that. So jumping into it, customer management is where we're going to start, and we're going to go into Stripe for all of this. Stripe is where we will be managing subscriptions with this default setup. So I'm going to show you how to view customers, update customer data, and update customer subscriptions. All right. So let me switch over here to Stripe. So there's two places you can view customers. On the left-hand side here, you'll see that you have customers, obviously, and this gives you some kind of data here. This is customer information. The other place is under billing. You've got subscriptions, and this takes you into your active subscriptions. So customers who are actually subscribed to something currently, and this is where you can manage them as well. But if we come in here and look at customers, we have all these different customers. You just click on one. It's going to take you into the customer information. Shows you creation date. You can add notes in here if you'd like, which is beneficial if you're working with a team on managing this. But you can edit metadata, which is customer information. If you want to put their last name in there, maybe you want to add their address in or something like that, some additional information that you may have gathered. You've got their email information here, billing information. You've got their credit card on file here. You can't see it obviously for security purposes, but you have it. You can see even the country that they're originated from, okay, or that the order was originated from. All the ordered information that you need to make sure you have what you need. You can delete cards, you can edit cards. With editing, you can only change expiration dates and billing information, okay? You can delete it, edit it. You can add a new card. So if a customer's card expires, you can update this one if they have to replace their card because, say, it got stolen or whatever. You can come in here, add a new card to the account, right? No problem. It saves it, and then you can delete this old card. And then moving forward, the subscriptions will continue to use this new payment method. You can delete customers. You can see all their payments, their history. You can go, dig in a little deeper on these payment options, and see what their payments were. So you get all kinds of data. Now, refunds. If you ever have to issue a refund, it's real easy. You just simply click the refund button here, and you can refund the total amount. You can refund a partial amount. And then you just select the reason. Obviously, this is just for your records to manage. So, you can just say requested by customer, and then you can put some data in here, again, for your records, for your management purposes. And then you just go ahead and refund it. Okay, and then it shows that that payment was refunded. Okay, they'll get an email letting them know it was refunded. You will get an email also with refund details. You can add notes in here. Again, it's great for when you're managing or working with the team and several people are managing this. So that's managing customers pretty much. I mean, again, there's a lot of data in here, a lot of control that you have, which is really why you don't need a lot of stuff, or you don't need to provide management or use another plugin to manage it. One thing you can do too, you can add banking details. So it's great. It's easy to use credit cards for initial purchase, but you may run a campaign and say, hey, what we'd like to do, because there's so many issues with credit card expirations and we don't want to have to deal with having to constantly update your credit cards everywhere. We're going to go ahead and add give you the option to add your checking account information. Again, people don't change their accounts, their checking accounts, their bank accounts. They don't change those things as frequently as they do their credit cards or their debit cards, right? Because of things like fraud or theft. So with that, you can reduce the number of failed payments as well. So that's really nice. You can create a payment. I didn't cover this. So let's say that this customer, you want to create a payment for another one, right? Maybe they want what was this product? Let's see. Product launch sign up. So, for whatever this service that you're providing for this $193, right? Let's say they wanted to do another product launch for another company or another product or something, and say this service was just for one. Well, you can create a payment here for the same price. Maybe they want to, consult with you or use the service another time. You're going to use the same card. If they had multiple cards, you could select them here. Statement, you can change the statement details if you want there. We're not going to authorize it only. We're going to actually charge the customer. So we'll go ahead and click on charge here. And that's going to run a fresh payment right there. And then right here, you can click on this arrow and it will do the refund thing. instead of having to click through it. But this is really handy, creating payments, so you don't have to send the customer a link and ask them to pay the invoice. You don't have to send a link and say, hey, sorry, our system messed up, we need you to pay this bill. You don't have to wait for that. You can just go in and run the charge. You can add subscriptions to customers, right? So maybe the customers subscribe to something already, but you want to create a new subscription. So we'll come in here, the customer, there we go, sorry, add a product. So maybe we're going to have them subscribe to this e-com subscription. They just need one. This will appear on the invoice, so if you want to put a little memo here so they know what's going on. So you can do automatic charge this, or you can set this up to do email invoice to the customer to pay manually. I'm never going to do that unless they absolutely request it. I'm just going to charge it directly with the card I have on file, or override it and enter a new card. Okay, and then I can just go ahead and revert to that, and then just go ahead. Oops, sorry, I'm missing something here. Maybe I need to edit this. There we go. Sorry, customer needed a name. Didn't notice that. So gave the customer a name, and then we're going to go ahead and subscribe them to the service. So now, now we see that they're subscribed to this website support e-commerce plan. Okay, and again, you can add them to multiple subscriptions. Obviously, you're not going to do this unless they've given you permission to do it, but we get the point, right? Alright, so I'm just making sure we're covering everything here. So again, you can update this subscription, making changes to it. You can prorate charges. This is really cool. Right, so let's say, for example, customer signed up and your refund policy allowed them to cancel within 30 days, but you're only going to get a refund for unused time. So you can prorate your refund. You can prorate your charges as well. So say a customer calls in and they're on your, let's look at our products real quick. Say they're on your website support basic plan and they want to upgrade to the advanced plan. Okay, so if somebody is subscribed to the basic plan, let's go ahead and subscribe to the basic plan, and I'll demo this for you. Sorry, I need to go back to customer here. We're going to add a subscription, add a product, put them on the basic plan. Okay, we'll go ahead and subscribe. So we're putting the customer on the basic plan, but let's say they call in and they want more support, right? The basic plan is just basic support, but they want to be able to submit tickets and get actual real help. So you can come in here and you can edit their subscriptions. So you can go into subscriptions and you'll find this one here. This is the most recent one. Should be the basic, and then we'll edit it. So we can come in here. And how do we edit this? Update subscription, sorry. So right here, maybe they want to upgrade. So we're going to add a product first. So they're going to go to the advanced plan. So we're going to add that product here, but we're going to remove the basic one. So we're going to be swapping out their plans. Now you can prorate the charges, which means that it's only going to charge the difference. Okay, so let's say they signed up for this plan 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks left in the month. So if you prorate it, then you're only going to charge the difference. So it's not going to charge the full 150. It's just going to charge 150 minus half of this, $25. Okay, so it's going to charge $125 when it's prorated. instead of charging the full 150. But because I just set this up for basic and then now I'm swapping out the plans, it's still going to charge full amount. Well, it's going to charge $100 basically for the difference there. Okay, so you can turn off prorate, so that way you're going to still swap them out, but they're not going to get any refund, they're not going to get any charge difference, they're just going to pay the full $150 no matter what day they come in or what day they decide to make the change. Okay, so if we prorate it and then update subscriptions, then we'll come back over here to subscriptions and look and see now the basic is gone and now they're just on the advanced plan. But right here it gives you the breakdown of what they're paying, their invoice totals, right? So because I didn't prorate it, they're going to pay, this amount of money. So that's pretty much customer management. Like I said, you can come here, you can pretty much edit the customer data, edit their information, make sure you have the right name, the right address, and all that. If you need to change it, you can add cards, remove cards, you can manage their payments, their subscriptions, do refunds, all of that fun stuff. And I think that was customer management. I think we did order management in this video already as well. So we reviewed orders. Let's go ahead and look at, this is less order management as it is account management, but we looked at refunds. Let's look at balance and payouts so you understand what that is. This is cool. So balance and payouts, and this overview is right here. We can go in more detail by clicking on view balance, but we'll start right here. So deposited on the 20th was $485, so that was a payout, right? That Stripe deposited that money into my account on the 20th. Expected payout tomorrow of $433. I can go into view balance. So on the way to your bank is $0. Estimated future payouts of $1,892, and then it gives you a breakdown, right? So payouts expected, 485, but we issued a refund, so they're going to take the 52 from this 85 to issue the refund and then deposit 433. Payout expected to arrive December 26th, 4 payments totaling $971, and then after that, December 27th, 3 payments again, and these are showing you based on accurate dates. Holidays coming up in here, obviously, so banking is going to be a little slowed. On the 27th, you're getting 3 payments totaling $487, right? Giving you a total payout option. So it's really nice, really clean. Again, gives you the ability to see forecasting. Basically, you know how much money you have coming in, so you can plan accordingly. We went over to this homepage dashboard when we did the Stripe introduction and demo. But the Stripe dashboard is really nice. Gives you a really good example here of what you're doing financially, how you're doing, if you're increasing, if you're decreasing, if you're growing, if you're stagnant, if you're going backwards, whatever the case may be. So let's see, we reviewed orders, so we did order reviews, right? So we went into billing and went into subscriptions, or you can go into customers and view customer details. You can also look at payments this way in this payment section. This was the other thing we were going to cover here in order management, and this is refunds or failed transactions. Okay. So if we come through here, I think I have some failed transactions in here. We can see things that have been refunded. So this order was refunded. Okay, and we can click into that and view it. Can't undo the refund. Okay, but we can send receipts, view receipts. Okay, so this is the receipt that they needed. If they need another receipt. Right, so this receipt was sent out showing them the amount refunded was a total amount, order details, contact details, pretty nice looking receipt. We can send the receipt again if we need to. If they need it sent to a different address, you can do that. So really nice. Right here are these are logs just showing you that there were problems or not. But if we go back here, let's see if we can find a failed one. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, here's a failed transaction right here. The bank refund or returned the decline. Okay, so let's just say you'll get an email. So you, as the merchant or as the provider, as a service provider, as the business owner of this Stripe account, will get an email letting you know that the transaction failed. At which point you can come in here and pull up the data, right? And say, okay, it failed. It tells me that the bank returned the decline. Payment declined by customer's bank, right? So just some basic data. The card, it looks like a card is expired, was the error, okay? So we can go ahead and look in here and see all the details. Card was expired 8/18. We cannot edit that, okay? But what we can do is we can go to this customer, and he's canceled his subscription, and then this payment for an invoice failed. So we can go look at this invoice, okay? And here we're looking at the invoice. Product launch sign up, it failed. So we have this button right here. It says retry. Okay, so we could retry the payment if we wanted to. So let's go ahead and retry and see what happens. Okay, so it looks like the card is still expired. So we would need to get a new card. Okay, so we're not going to be able to retry it because we need a new card. So we'd have to reach out to the customer at that point, get a new card, and send it out to the, or get it updated in the system so that we can handle these failed transactions. Let's see. Let's go back to our list here. So, and if you wanted to, we could get into this customer's account. Right, here's their card information. Let's say they just have a new expiration date. Same card, just a new date. There we go. So we've gone ahead and got the card updated. So now we can go look at these failed invoices again, and we can retry. Charge customer. There we go. Payment was successful. So now we've got the customer on the set up on the subscription now. His card is updated, so payment's good, right? So now moving forward, he'll continue to get, I can send a receipt if I want to jim@brunzer.com, but you just easily send that receipt. So we did refunds. That was a little bit about failed transactions. Let's see. Disputes. I don't have any dispute examples in here, but disputes would be if a customer disputed the charge with the bank. You would see data here for you to be able to manage that and to try and prevent it or to resolve it, because potentially there could be a chargeback from the bank, a chargeback fee for that. Settings, you have some settings in here that help you manage payments, right? So you're taking cards, you're taking banking, direct deposit, direct charges. So you can do express checkout with PayPal. These are some other payment options you can add. Depending on where you're on the world, it might make sense to use some of these other options if they're easier. You can enable Apple Pay for different connections that you might use. As an example, we've gone over balance essentially, but transactions under balance is a pretty nice thing to view here, because again, it shows you every transaction and what the charge was, what your fees were. These are processing fees, right, and anything that's going on. And then from here, you can always, shows your payouts as well. So you can always come in here and view these. It takes you to the customer's order. And then again, everything's just right here and easy for you to manage. So I think we covered everything in both customer management section. So we went over how to view customers, how to update customer data, update customer subscriptions, change their subscriptions, order management. We went ahead and reviewed orders. We did balance and payouts, talked about issuing refunds, and then went over failed transactions and how to handle those. So that's it for Stripe. The next thing I want to show you is self-management. Okay, So you could set up a customer portal on the website with this plugin. It's cloudswipe.net. Let me go ahead and get this pulled up. With this one, again, this is another plugin. It integrates with Stripe and with WP Simple Pay. It's a pretty simple plugin. Works pretty nicely. So it integrates with Simple Pay, integrates with these other things too, but we're just focused over here on WP Simple Pay. Price-wise, extremely affordable. $49 one-time fee for 3 sites. Gives you 12 months of updates. Not a bad price at all for what it's going to do for you. But basically, it allows your customer to have an account on your website. So they would, when they sign up or purchase a product, they'll be able to set up an account on your website. If they ever need to update their payments, their credit card, like this little demo is showing you right here, they can go in and update their card details. They can cancel their subscription and pretty much manage their subscription to an extent, right? They're not going to be able to switch their extensions. This right here is in Stripe, is how you set up Stripe so that it would send them to this portal to where they can update this on your website. So when in Stripe you can do failed payments and expiring cards, because customers are going to get emails letting them know that, hey, your payment failed, or hey, your card's expiring or expired, please update it. So you would put your URL to your website using this plugin in Stripe, and then whenever Stripe sends those emails out, it's going to link to that location. And then when they go there, they'll see a field like this, and they'll be able to update their payment information. They can cancel their subscriptions, right? So they'll be able to go in and view their subscriptions and what they have, and then they can just end their current subscription, and it will terminate it. Send that data over to Stripe and end the subscription. It has front-end mat integration, so it's real simple for them to view and use. They don't actually have to view the WordPress dashboard. They can just do it from the front of site on a nice, easy to use page, as you can see here in these demos, these little examples. They have a little account, they sign in, and they can manage their data that way. They support multi-site. We're not going to get into that. But this is a simple plugin, again, designed with one thing in mind, to make it easy and available for your customers to be able to manage their own subscriptions and their own payment information. So it takes a load off of you. Now, if we did have that feature, this is the plugin that I would use with our site because I tested it, I played with it once, and I liked it. It was very simple. And again, I'm a simple guy. I like things to be simple, because the simpler they are, the more likely I am to implement it, and the more likely the customer is to actually take advantage of it. So again, that's cloudswipe.net. So hopefully you've got that jotted down. But GoGet.xyz/SimplePay as we go with the credits here. If you haven't already, please do that. I should have put this other URL on here as well, cloudswipe.net. So if you want to get that plugin, go sign up there. Stripe.com. If you haven't already, make sure you get your Stripe account set up, and then go back to these modules and get everything configured and working. Any more information about me or to contact me, chriseggleston.com. And then, of course, our sponsor, WP Mantis, or Mantis White Label WordPress Support, for all your WordPress support needs. Whether you're a designer, developer, or just a website owner, business owner, if you want developer on call to help with any issues that you may encounter, or to take care of those pesky updates and backups and security things, you'll want to check out wpmantis.com/simplepay. Thank you to them for sponsoring this course, making it available to you at such a low price. But that is the end of this course, y'all. So by now, your site should be active, ready to go, and you should be ready to start sending your customers there to make money. So I appreciate you being a part of this course, going through it, finishing it, sticking it out. It's been a joy working with you, talking with you throughout this course. Again, this is going to remain up, remain active. Continue to, as you go through, if you have issues, complications, questions, use the comments that are on each of the video pages. chriseggleston.com. Use the comment form there if you're looking for additional support or help. Feel free to reach out at any time. I want you guys to be successful and be able to make this work for you. So again, I appreciate you taking the course. I appreciate you going through this, and looking forward to hearing more about your success. And we'll let you know of any other upcoming courses that we may be rolling out. And just as a hint, one of them may be around a solution called Ninja Shop, so you can check out Ninja Shop, getninjashop.com if you'd like. But yeah, we've got some good things in store for you. Hopefully we'll be able to work with Mantis to continue to provide the support so we can keep the costs down. But again, this is Chris Eggleston. Appreciate you taking advantage of this course, how to accept one-time and recurring payments on your WordPress site without setting up a shopping cart and no code required. All right, y'all, good luck to you, and we will talk soon.